It's been a fundraising step the Lubbock County Expo Center developer has deemed crucial in securing the necessary construction dollars, and now an announcement of sponsor naming rights could come in the next few weeks.
That's what KCBD News Channel 11's Case Wilbanks has learned today. He joins us now with an update. Case?
Yeah, Karen and Abner, the developer told the local government corporation which oversees the project that the Expo Center has received some proposals yesterday and today for naming rights related to food and beverage sponsors, and this week they plan to sign them. In the meantime, they do have to do some sort of foundational work on the site in order to extend the life of the building permit with the city. If they don't, it's going to expire in May. They said plans are in place to trigger a 6-month extension though, and they're working on some documents to be used when the project goes out to bid. But as mentioned, the naming rights sponsorship money has been the focus on the private fundraising side of this project. It's believed that as sponsors are secured, more will become interested, and they plan to announce this first one in the next few weeks.
In conversations, of course, with other industry categories, and including on the title sponsorship, and in financial category, and insurance is not shown on there, auto dealers, telecommunications, and energy sector. So we want to keep the momentum going.
Now, in those bid documents that they're working on, the hope is to identify some cost-saving opportunities in order to stay within the budget that's long been set at nearly $90 million for the first phase of construction. There's still no word on when the project would go out to bid or see a groundbreaking. There are some other fundraising efforts like the second Exponanza. We're going to tell you about that and have more coverage of today's meeting tonight at 10. Karen and Abner.
Thank you, Case.